The Chancellor will deliver her spending review later today, which we expect to focus on areas like the NHS, defence and schools. Of course, we've got glimpses of some parts of it already with the announcement around nuclear yesterday. Well, joining us to discuss, Del Vince, Green campaigner and founder of Ecotricity. Very good morning to you. Thanks so much for joining us.
It's my pleasure.
Ed Miliband was here to talk about the investment in nuclear yesterday, and of course is very much framed as part of the green energy transition. Do you think it should be, and it's sensible to be part of the green energy transition? I
actually don't. I don't think Sizewell makes sense. I don't think it's a good use of public money. The total cost will be around £40 billion. It will put up energy bills when actually we need to be bringing them down. And we've got Hinkley coming online in maybe 5 more years' time, 15 years late. The budget for that has tripled. This is the story of nuclear power. I don't think it makes sense to now do Sizewell.
Do you think that small modular reactors could be part of the future energy mix?
I don't understand the hype over this. There's not one being built anywhere in the world. And the idea that you can miniaturise something and make it cheaper it goes against everything we know about economies of scale. I think also you've got proliferation of nuclear technology. Maybe we're going to have 20 sites around Britain that are nuclear reactors with nuclear waste and all of the issues that go with that. I just don't think we need it either. But nobody will talk about the price of that electricity. They say it should be cheaper than the big stuff. It should be. But big nuclear is the most expensive electricity we've ever known, so that's a very high bar.
In terms of lowering people's bills, and I guess doing so during the course of this Parliament, is that realistic if we push as much as we do towards net zero in 2030?
Well, here's the thing. Sizewell will do nothing for this country for 15 years. And when it does come, it'll be expensive electricity. What we could do instead is have a rooftop revolution. 20 million homes in our country are suitable for solar power. And if we spent our 40 billion instead on that, we could actually lower people's energy bills. We could build 25% of all of the electricity we use as a nation, not the 7% of Sizewell, but 25%, and build it at the deepest embedded level of the grid on people's rooftops with no grid delays. We can do it very quickly. And it would benefit 20 million households.
Why do you think that's not being considered if it's so obvious?
I don't know.
I mean, I know solar technology has improved a lot, but is it at a place really where it can deliver consistently in the UK? I mean, we're not the Sahara. We don't have the best weather.
That's right. And we get less per installed kilowatt than you will in the Sahara or Australia or somewhere like that. But we still get a good return. And solar works. It's being built now without government money. It stands on its own 2 feet.
Wind, though, doesn't?
Wind does. Onshore wind does. Offshore wind takes part in something called a CFD, where it gets a fixed price. The extent to which that's a subsidy or not depends on the long-term price of energy, because the offshore project holders, they have a fixed price of energy. When the price goes up, they give money back. When the price goes down, they get some to keep them at a fixed level. It's complicated, but is it a subsidy or not? Only time will tell.
Give us your snapshot ahead of the spending review in terms of whether or not you feel like the government's on the right track with their priorities and, I guess, the balance between tax and spend.
Yeah, I think we should have a wealth tax. 20,000 people in our country have more than £10 million. If we had a tax of just 2%, we could raise £24 billion a year. We could spend it on all of the problems we face as a nation, the poverty that young people are in, that lots of different people are in. And actually, this wealth tax would pay for Sizewell, this 14 billion commitment in 6 months. I mean, it's a huge sum of money. I think we should have that. And instead of tearing up environment protection through the planning bill, we should simply charge developers rates as if they built the houses on land that is consented but is being land banked. 1.4 million homes in our country have been consented. That's enough to hit the target, but they haven't been built because it's free to land bank it. We should change that.
Do you think a wealth tax is being considered?
I'd like to think that it is, but I don't know. I think there's a wariness of being seen to tax rich people. There's a concern that people will leave the country and that kind of stuff.
Which seemingly is already happening, right?
0.3%, I think, of millionaires left the country. It's not really above background levels, I would say. Here's the thing. In the US, if you're a US citizen, doesn't matter where you live in the world, you pay tax in the US. We should do the same thing.
Is our economy successful enough? Is the attraction to live and work here strong enough? I mean, the US economy has, I think it's fair to say, an unrivaled attraction for its citizens to remain, citizens in that regard.
Yeah, I think this is the same here. I think this is a great country to live in. And if people don't want to pay their fair share and they want to leave instead, I think they should leave. But I don't think they should retain citizenship. I think if you are a citizen, you should pay tax here.
Really interesting perspective, Delvin. It's great to have you with us.